This is the 442 podcast.
All right, so welcome to the 442 podcast. This is episode 1. We are your host. My name is Devin. I'm the son. This is my dad, Gary. We're going to talk about the Premier League, soccer, everything in between. And so we're going to kind of just give like a little introduction, a little background on how we became supporters, and then kind of talk about the games this week, the Champions League, and all that. So I'll start us off. So basically, I became a Liverpool fan when I was around 8 years old because of Steven Gerrard. He was my main inspiration. I would watch him. So my dad is from England, and I would watch him play for England, and I kind of became drawn to his play style. I loved his all-around kind of center attacking midfielder, but he'd also be super good at defending, and I was super inspired by him. So then I started watching him, and then became a Liverpool fan because of that. And he's like the main reason. Started watching all the games and kind of became obsessed with Liverpool after that.
Okay, yeah, and I'm a huge Chelsea fan, and that really started when I was in England growing up. One of my favorite players was Peter Osgood, a great centre forward for Chelsea. And I was kind of against the grain because I'm from Ipswich. I was born in Ipswich in Suffolk, and most of my friends growing up were Ipswich fans, obviously. And so I'm a Chelsea fan. More recently, around the time that Devon started to love Liverpool, I was disappointed because he's my son. I wanted him to be a Chelsea fan. But at the same time, my favorite player was competing against Gerrard. It was Frank Lampard. And so that's what got me as a Chelsea fan. We engage every weekend talking about the games, be it Champions League, the Premier League, International, everything. And so here we are, and we wanted to talk about our passions.
Exactly. That was spot on. I was going to ask, were you like super disappointed that I didn't become a
Absolutely.
Chelsea fan? I think, yeah, because Chelsea was pretty good around that time. I remember them having Drogba, Lampard, John Terry, and I thought their team was good, but I liked how Liverpool played, and I liked their play style, and Gerrard just kind of had that flair that Lampard didn't really. So I wasn't as drawn to Lampard. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Lampard was, I think, more attacking, and Gerrard was more box to box and
Yeah.
could do it all.
Yeah,
So, but
exactly.
both great players.
Exactly. So to kind of recap this week in the Premier League, what did you think of the game so far?
Well, firstly, I was very unhappy with Chelsea. We've been on a bit of a slide recently, and I'm not enjoying that. Taking the lead to begin with, and then ending up losing. Very unhappy about that to Villa, especially after Ipswich ended up tying them earlier. I thought, oh, hey, we got a good chance to win this one, and taking the lead, and then falling off a cliff again. So not happy about my team, but did enjoy the weekend. This morning, Devon's going to talk about it, but we did watch his team, Liverpool. So what do you think about the game so far?
Yeah, so I mean, Liverpool, after beating City, we just watched it. It's Sunday right now, and seeing that win was just, I mean, I thought it was perfect. They didn't, I mean, honestly, I was really happy with that performance, even though they weren't dominating possession at all. That game, honestly, to me, felt like the most Klopp-like game because they kind of played the super high press and they were just really focused on the counterattack instead of kind of playing that build-up play that we've seen Slot do. It was honestly, it felt like a Klopp team, but it was cool to see, and I thought everybody was kind of spot on, so it was a solid performance all around.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I mean, the nice thing, Klopp really had that one style.
Yep.
Fantastic coach, has done so much for Liverpool, but with Slot, he just seems to have just that ability to adjust more. And today he had the Klopp team basically, and he's able to just put the pieces in the right place no matter what the competition. So I made the prediction. I told Devon this. I said, I think after Arsenal lost to West Ham, Liverpool now have it in the bag. That was my opinion. I know he's a little more cautious because there's still 11 games to go. But that's my prediction because I'm sure Arsenal's going to drop some points. And it's really just a two-horse race between Liverpool and Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, I feel this is the most confident I've felt since they won the league in 2020, I would say, but I'm just trying to be careful because I know how unpredictable the Premier League is, and with 11 games, still there's so much that can happen, you never know, but I feel very confident that we will win this year, so hopefully we can do it. Chelsea, I know they've been on a huge slump right now. Do you do you have them making the top four still, or what are your kind of thoughts on that right now?
Well, there still is enough games, but we've got to start getting some results. Cole Palmer now, he's not scoring. He was. We're making errors, just lots of weaknesses in the team right now. And it's a wake up. It was just, we were just cruising along, doing really well, potentially challenging, and at least looked in a good position to make the top four. And now I'm a bit nervous about it. And so I still am optimistic that we can make the top four, but we're drifting away now. I think we're sixth. I'm not sure actually.
Yeah, I can
Um,
actually pull up the standings right now.
yeah.
Chelsea is currently in seventh right
So
now
we
as
dropped
we
back. We
speak.
were in six, and so
Yep,
thanks to that and other results. So yeah, we've got some challenges ahead. So we really need to get a good run of form going right now to actually get into Europe, but at least, hopefully shoot for that top four.
100%. And with the top four right now, I mean it stands at Liverpool, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, and City. What do you think it's going to stay like that, or what's your top four prediction with 11 games left in the season?
Other than Liverpool and Arsenal being 1 and 2, it's tough because it's been a crazy season. I mean, Forest they'll go out and they'll thrash a team, and then this morning here they are losing to Newcastle. Newcastle will drop points to Bournemouth. I mean, it's very topsy turvy and a really unique season this season. They're not usually like this. And so even at the bottom, that seems to be getting a little more solidified now. Southampton, I think they were already relegated, and now it's looking bad for Ipswich and Leicester because they can't seem to get any results. But it's really hard to say who's going to be 3 and 4. Honestly, I'm hoping Chelsea's one of those teams, but there's several teams that still have a shot with that many games left.
Yeah, 100%. I think Liverpool, Arsenal are for sure going to be first and second. And then, like you said, it's honestly a toss up between Nottingham Forest, Man City, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Chelsea. I feel like it's anyone's game right now.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like honestly, I think I can't see City not making it, but there's a chance. I mean, they're so unpredictable. So I think I feel like Newcastle might slip into there, like if they keep their form up. So it could be Newcastle. I could see Newcastle, Chelsea, and then not City, or Newcastle, City, and then Chelsea gets fifth. But I don't know. It's tough to call. I guess we'll have to see, but it's going to be interesting. And then yeah, I think the bottom three are for sure going to stay. I don't
Yeah.
see that changing right
Yeah.
now. You
Really,
see
I
any
think
change?
I don't. I think that's locked in essentially. I mean, since I'm a Chelsea fan, but I was born in Ipswich, and so definitely have a feeling for Ipswich in my heart because I was born there, and a lot of friends support them. So it's kind of
Yep.
my second team, and
Yep.
they've had some results. They've too many draws. They can't seem to just get over the line. They've had some bad luck, but that's what happens when you're a promoted team. You don't get that luck. You have to make your own luck, and they haven't been able to do that. And now it seems to be getting worse. They this last game against Tottenham 4-1. That was Hutchinson gone back into it. So it was 2-1, I think, at halftime. And then they just lost it in the second half. So, and Leicester, they can't seem to score at home. So, and they're losing heavily as well. Southampton, they've kind of been like that for a while. So, but yeah, it looks like that's locked in with the bottom three.
Yeah, it looks pretty set in stone. I don't know if anything's gonna change with that. It sucks because yeah, Ipswich is kind of like our second team, so we both mutually support them. So it is fun to watch them, and it's the first time we've seen them in the Premier League since I've been alive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
it was like, oh, shoot, they're finally there, but they're probably going right back down to the championship, which is kind of sad. I'll be okay if Liverpool wins the league and Ipswich gets demoted, but if Liverpool for some reason doesn't win the league and they get demoted, I'll be pretty sad.
Yeah, that would
So
be a bad year.
that'd be a
Yeah.
bad year.
Yeah, and
But
Chelsea doesn't even make the top four or even Europe, that
exactly,
would be the worst case scenario.
exactly. So it'll be interesting. And then so this week we have some mid games coming up. You have any predictions for those? We got Liverpool against Newcastle at home.
That's going to be interesting because they have that historic rivalry, Liverpool and Newcastle.
Hmm.
They've had some amazing games, like going back to the day with Kevin Keegan. So I think Liverpool will get over the line, especially after this City result, because they've got that confidence. And to come out of that 2-0, not conceding, I think they're in a good position to get a result against Newcastle. And then let's see, what else have we got? We got
We got Chelsea playing
Chelsea.
Southampton at home. So
So finally, we're going to get a win
I
after
would
a
hope.
slump. If we don't, I don't know what I'm going to do. But
I would hope so.
and I think Ipswich got Man United, so
Ipswich at Old Trafford.
that's going to
Be
yeah.
interesting.
Who knows what's going to happen with that? Because United's that way too. They're up
Yeah.
and down,
Yeah.
and I know they got away with a draw against Everton, a questionable penalty at the end with Ashley Young of all people. United, great, but yeah, that's a hard one. I think Ipswich if I'm remembering correctly, and this is a long time ago, back in the day when they were in the old First Division, they had their heaviest defeat, I think, against Man United at
Really?
Old Trafford. I want to say 8-1 or 9-1. Don't
Wow.
quote me on that. I may be a little bit off. So hopefully they're not going to have a day like that, and maybe they can just scrape a point or even upset, there. But I know Old Trafford's not the fortress it used to be. And so if Ipswich managed to not get anyone sent off, which they seem to have a problem with that. And Delap can score, maybe Hutchinson, maybe they can get a result. That would be nice.
I'd love to see a Delap hat trick at Old Trafford.
That would be fun. Yeah.
3-0. 3-0 Ipswich.
I'd enjoy that. Yeah.
I would love to see that. But honestly, this midweek is kind of crazy. We also have Tottenham at Man City and Nottingham Forest against Arsenal at Forest.
Yeah, there's some good games this week.
That Nottingham Forest Arsenal game is huge.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one too, because Nottingham Forest, they can do it, and they've proven that. They beat Liverpool at Anfield, one of the few teams to do that. All right, so
Exactly.
this season, in domestically or in Europe, and so that's going to be tricky. I think Arsenal will bounce back and get a victory, especially after Forest, lost to Newcastle. But if Forest manages to beat Arsenal, that's just another layer for Liverpool.
Yeah.
It's pushing them closer to the title. So that one's going to be interesting. And then, with Tottenham, who knows, with Man City and Tottenham, that's going to be interesting too.
Yeah.
So City will want to bounce back after losing to Liverpool. They definitely have some new young players that are coming in, kind of phasing out some of the old guard, like De Bruyne. But hopefully, I don't know what's going to happen on that one, because you just don't know. I mean, that could go either way.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, Tottenham is like one of those teams that's had such an up and down season. But honestly, I feel like the Tottenham City might be a tie just because it's at Tottenham, and then Nottingham Forest Arsenal. I agree with you. I think Arsenal will take that.
Yeah, they should bounce back. Pretty confident about that.
They should definitely bounce back. So what's going on with Cole Palmer right now? Because he's had a weird season. I feel like he was really hot in the beginning, and now it sounds like he's on a cold run.
He is. He's cold right now. That's for sure.
What's going on with him? Is it just because the whole Chelsea team is kind of off, or what do you?
Yeah, I think it's more to do with the team being off. I think more than anything. I'm just it's hard to get the service if everyone else isn't playing well, and so, but before he was kind of carrying the team last season, so to get them in a good position. But I don't know. They're still in Europe, but hopefully they can get a really good result, and maybe he can score some goals against Southampton and get his confidence back, and the team can build on that as well. But I don't know. I'm still not a huge fan of the keeper. I think, it's too late now. We're stuck with him, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if we make a move for a new keeper, at the end of the season, because he has made some mistakes, so he can do some great saves, but also make some crazy mistakes as well that's really hurt the team. But yeah, it's a tough patch right now, so I don't know what's going to happen. But I know one thing I do know: we're going to beat Southampton. So
I think that is definitely set in stone. That's for all the games right now. I think the Chelsea Southampton game is the only game that's like I'm 100% sure that's going to be a Chelsea win.
Yep.
I'm even a little nervous for the Liverpool Newcastle game, but the Chelsea I'm very confident in. Who would you like to see be Chelsea's new goalie in the next season?
Yeah, that's I haven't really looked at it. I just know I don't want Sanchez, so I'm kind of on that boat. I'll definitely have to look into that more, but I don't have anyone. I think it's funny because someone like Aaron Ramsdale, I mean, he did great for Arsenal. I know he hasn't been great at Southampton, but neither has the team, so it's hard. I mean, but young English keeper, definitely got the potential, but I don't know if he'd be the right fit and if that's good enough. I haven't really looked at him since he's been at Southampton, but I was surprised that Arsenal kind of moved him aside, the way they did. And there's always keepers out there somewhere. Someone's going to move around. Hey, maybe Liverpool back.
I was just about to say. I was like, imagine Karius goes to Chelsea.
Yeah,
I would be pretty bummed about that.
Yeah. I mean, he's been so good as a backup to Allison, and I think he would definitely. I think he's going to want to move somewhere because he'd be the starter anywhere else.
Yeah,
he's the Irish international keeper, and he would be a person to definitely take a good look at. And could entice him there because usually we have the cash so we can get it. So
100%. Oh, and I meant to say Kelleher. I said Karius.
oh, you did. I didn't even
Old,
catch you.
old. That's our old. We don't talk about him, but Kelleher is such a good keeper.
Yeah.
I think he would start on literally any other team.
He would, yeah.
So
And I was surprised I guess he's there right now. He could have tried to move. He could have tried to move in January. I don't know what his contract situation is, but Liverpool's doing so great. I mean, why would
Yeah.
you leave a team that's now looks like, in my predictions, going to win the league?
yeah, exactly. It's going to be an interesting transfer window for Liverpool. I'm still nervous. I feel like Trent's definitely going to leave. I feel like
Yeah.
Van Dijk and Salah have to stay. I don't see them. I feel like the entire Liverpool community would like be an outrage if we lost Salah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, those two they make Liverpool because you take those two out of the team and they'd be in a totally different position because you got Salah. He's just unbelievable. He's leading the league in assists and goals. Just so calm out there. Scary his ability to just beat defenders, and then either score or lay it off for someone else to score.
Yep.
And then you got Van Dijk. He's just unbelievable. How he just trots around the field, but he's always in the right place at the right time. He never has to race someone. He's just in perfect position. So his brain for defending is just next level. And so you take those two, and that's going to be tricky. But I can see you can get by without Trent.
Yep.
But not without those two. And I think definitely Van Dijk will stay. Salah's, that's a little different because obviously he's Egyptian and he's getting an offer to play in Saudi Arabia, be closer to home, maybe his family and everything. So that's a factor there, I think, more than even the money.
Right.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I know the main thing for you is to win that championship, so you're tied with United to get to 19 each, right? So
yeah, honestly, if we just won the Premier League this year, I would be happy. I obviously want to win everything we can. We got knocked out of the FA Cup, unfortunately, but I think we're going to take the Premier League, and then I would love to win the Champions League too. I think they're the best team in the competition, so I hope it happens. And then I think we got to beat Newcastle again in the Carabao Cup final. We're already in the final, so that could be our first trophy. Do you think they're going to take it?
Well, this could be a preview how this game goes. I know Cup's always different because it's a whole different proposition, but it would be nice to have that confidence of beating Newcastle and then facing them in the Carabao Cup in a week or less than 2 weeks, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's coming up
real quick. And so that's I think that's something that would. I know if you had the choice, it would be those two: league first, Champions League, and then Carabao Cup. It's a bonus, but if you don't win that one, it's not the end of the world, right? So,
but if you win the Premier League and the Champions League, that's a really great season.
Yeah,
that's like phenomenal.
That's next level. So absolutely,
exactly. And then so the Champions League draw just came out this last week, and there's some very, very spicy picks right now, spicy matchups. Who do you got right now? We got Liverpool with PSG is going to be the first game for round of 16.
That's not going to be easy, but I think Liverpool can get by PSG.
Yeah.
I mean, they just don't have the superstars that they used to have, and I mean, obviously they're in that position where they had to go to a playoff, and Liverpool. I think you lost your last game, right? I mean, game it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But we're undefeated.
With our B team, pretty much.
Exactly. So Liverpool, I have them definitely getting through that one. One of the ones I'm really kind of interested in seeing is that Real Madrid and Atletico, right?
That's a great matchup. I'm super excited for that.
I could go either way.
Yeah.
And I'm going to root for Atletico because I'm so tired of Real Madrid winning the Champions League. And so it'd be nice to see Atletico knock them off, and they're definitely capable of doing that. And then let's see, what else we got?
PSV and Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal should get through that, but you never know with them too,
Yeah, I feel like I think Arsenal will scrape by, but I don't think it's going to be easy.
No.
I think it'll be pretty close.
Yep.
They might even lose when they go to PSV, but I think they're going to scrape by and go through. So they're going to play the winner of the Real Madrid Atletico in the quarterfinal. So you got Arsenal Atletico or Arsenal Real Madrid right now? Who's your pick?
You mean if Arsenal knocks off PSG?
If Arsenal goes through, are you taking Real Madrid or Atletico?
I mean, Atletico, honestly.
Atletico, okay.
I just don't think they have the spine up to get through that,
Okay.
Especially their up and down form right now.
So you're taking Arsenal in the round of 16, and then they're going to play Atletico in the quarterfinal?
That's what I think, yeah.
Wow.
That's
so Real Madrid goes out.
I'm hoping.
Right away. That would be crazy. I think that's what I'm rooting for. I want that to happen, but I think Real Madrid is still gonna
Yeah.
True.
Well, I mean, they make it happen somehow. I mean, occasionally not, but think about it. Here they are. They got to the playoff and they pretty much dealt with City easily, but they were in that situation.
Yeah.
I was surprised they were in that situation, but when it's in the Champions League, they always seem to find a way.
They do. They do.
But I'm just kind of hoping more than anything.
Exactly.
Let it go.
Exactly. I mean, it's definitely possible, especially with the rivalry. It's going to be. I'm super stoked for that matchup. And then we both agree that Liverpool should beat PSG.
Yep.
Should be
Absolutely.
okay. Should be okay. So then they'll be in the quarterfinal, and so they will play the winner of Villa and Club Bruges.
Yeah, interesting when you got the Belgium team. Bruges has done pretty good
Yeah.
though. I mean, they've been all right, and the old Liverpool goalie, I think, Mignolet plays as their keeper,
Yeah.
and
He's solid. He's pretty good.
yeah, he's still got it, and some other good players. But Villa, that's another one. I mean, they've got some great players. They've made some good acquisitions over the transfer window. Rashford's kind of fit in there quite well, and so I think Villa can handle Bruges to get through. And so then you've got Liverpool and Villa in the quarters.
I think Villa, honestly, they just keep leveling up because they have Rashford now on loan, and then they also just got Asensio, and Asensio is a really great player.
He is, yeah.
So they're like a very good team. So I think they should take out Bruges for sure.
Yeah.
So we're looking at an English quarterfinal with Liverpool Villa. Who are you taking out of those two? If that ends up like panning out and it's Liverpool versus Villa.
I think if Liverpool shows up, they should handle Villa. I mean, I know they had the tie, but overall, they are the stronger team. They have, you got more depth, you got Mo Salah. So if it comes to that, I definitely have Liverpool over Villa.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I'm a little biased.
Of course you would. Yeah.
So right now for this side of the bracket, so we got Arsenal playing Atletico Madrid from your prediction. So who are you taking out of that? Like if Arsenal plays Atletico in the quarterfinal.
Atletico.
Okay, so Atletico all the way to the semi.
Yep.
So that's your prediction.
Yep.
I think my prediction would be Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's probably the smart choice, but
just the safe choice is probably Real Madrid. I'd love to see Atletico go on a run, and then we both took Liverpool, so could be a Liverpool Real Madrid semifinal, which would be very interesting. They have played a lot in the Champions League. That would be. I mean, they already beat them in the first round.
Right.
So, do you think that's going to happen again? Do you think Liverpool could go all the way to the final?
That would be a hell of a game if it comes to that, because they have that history,
right?
And both, Liverpool's the team that's won the most Champions Leagues in Britain. I mean, England, Britain, and then you've got Real Madrid, who holds the all-time number of Champions Leagues that they've won. So that would be a great game. And since I'm not a Liverpool fan, I really will enjoy that as a
neutral.
A neutral, absolutely.
That'd be good. So we got this side of the bracket pretty much figured out. It's hopefully Liverpool. That's my prediction. And you say maybe Liverpool, maybe Atletico.
And it's going to be interesting to see if it does. But if it turns out Real Madrid, now you've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, who might be going to Real Madrid to meet up with his friend Bellingham and playing against them, and so that will be quite an occasion.
Quite an occasion for sure. And then so we got Barcelona, Benfica on the complete other side of the bracket. I feel like Barcelona is going to cruise by this one.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem for them.
Should be easy. So not really much discussion there. Dortmund, Lille, I think. Again, I think Dortmund will win, but it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, oh yeah. Lille's got a good team, and I think, that's going to be a close one, but I would put Dortmund just the edge to them, I think, overall.
I would agree with that. And then another super interesting pair-up. We got Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen playing. We got the German teams.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be crazy. I personally think Leverkusen's going to take this.
Yeah, that's close. I think their last game in the Bundesliga, they tied. I think it was a 0-0 tie just recently. And so that's going to be a hell of a close game, and it could go either way. And with Harry Kane being on Bayern Munich, he just never can seem to get across the line. So
get those trophies.
Wouldn't be surprised if Leverkusen does sneak in there. And I know you're probably a little biased because you're old Xabi Alonso, right? So
Alonso. I would love to see Leverkusen kind of make a run for it, honestly, on the other side of the bracket. They're not on Liverpool's side, so if they go all the way to the final, that would be cool. So I'm going to be rooting for them on the other side of the bracket. So we both support England because he's from England. Are you a Harry Kane fan or are you a Harry Kane hater?
No, I mean, there's the moments, but overall, I think he's done a hell of a job for England, and so you kind of have to support him. I honestly watched the highlights of Bayern because just see how he's doing because he's
Yeah.
still. I mean, he's getting up there in years now, but he's scoring a hell of a lot of goals in the Bundesliga. And even if he's got in the future more of a bit part for England, not a bad guy to have come off the bench,
True.
and help him out. So yeah, I think I'm a fan. I wasn't initially with him, but I think I have become more of a fan. But I kind of feel sorry for him too that he hasn't won
He hasn't won
anything for his
anything.
teams, individual awards, but nothing with the team. And so yeah, I'm a fan. How about you?
I would agree. I hate Tottenham. And so he took a while to grow on me. I think seeing him play for England made me like him more.
Oh yeah,
And I played striker as a kid, so seeing his ability as a striker, I think he's world class. So it's hard to like really hate him. It was more I just don't like Tottenham, so I
yeah,
kind of like automatically didn't like him.
yeah.
But seeing him play and how he scores goals, you can't argue. He's a solid striker.
Oh yeah, and even for me, being a Chelsea fan, Tottenham, I hate Tottenham too. So I probably have, well, definitely with him playing for England, but then now he's not playing for Tottenham, so that I like him even more. So
Yeah,
that's all right.
exactly. Would you say he's English, like, or he's England's best striker right now, or do you think there's someone better?
In that position, for England with Southgate, a lot of times we drop a little deep too, and he
Hmm.
and he can spray the ball around really well.
Hmm.
Fine, he's a centre forward, so
Yeah.
I think just watching him in the Bundesliga, he gets in the right positions and great finisher in the air, with his shots, either foot. So probably as a number 9 overall, I think he is, because you can still rely on him and he can drop, he can spray the ball around. But it's going to depend on what Tuchel wants to do. Obviously, Tuchel likes him because he was at Bayern and before he left and took the England job. So they have some connection. So I'm sure Tuchel's got him in his plans in some capacity.
Right, right.
But yeah,
Should be super interesting. I think the German pair up alongside the Real Madrid Atletico are I'm the most excited for, other than obviously Liverpool. But those two I cannot wait. And then the last one we have Feyenoord versus Inter. This one I don't really care about to be honest, but I'm just gonna take Inter. I don't really know much about Feyenoord, but I would take Inter. What about you?
yeah, I think I would go with
Go with Inter.
Inter, but Feyenoord, you just
Yeah.
it could go either way,
Go either way,
but I'm
yeah.
probably leaning towards Inter.
Okay. Okay. So we got Barcelona is like pretty much a gimme.
Yeah,
Barcelona probably playing Dortmund in the quarterfinal. Who would you take out of those two if that ends up happening?
Barcelona and Dortmund.
Yeah,
Yeah, Barcelona.
Barcelona. Yeah, I feel like Barcelona has a pretty smooth path as long as like they can keep it up.
Yeah, very favorable, I'd say. Yeah.
So they would cruise to the semifinal maybe, and then the Bayern Munich Leverkusen. I think Leverkusen. So it should be Leverkusen Inter. Hopefully, who would you
Hmm.
take out of those two if that ends up happening?
Leverkusen Inter, Leverkusen. I
Leverkusen.
think Xavi Alonso is an amazing coach. I mean,
Yep.
I was surprised he didn't go to Liverpool, when that opened up, but I know he was very happy and won the league,
Right.
taking it away from Bayern. So, yeah, I would definitely think they have the best opportunity to get that game.
Okay. So if it's Leverkusen and Barcelona in the semifinal, that would be very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who would you take out of those two if that? Because I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah, I think that's a distinct possibility. I probably Barcelona, I think.
Barca.
Yeah,
Yep.
just their pedigree overall in
Hmm.
Champions League and how they're playing, the talent they have, the
Hmm.
way they play. I think it would be a little too much for Leverkusen.
Leverkusen to go all the way to the final.
Yeah.
That would be ambitious. I'm going to be rooting for Leverkusen, but yeah, personally, I think we're going to see a Liverpool Barcelona final. That's kind of my prediction right now.
Yeah, as a neutral, I would enjoy that. Yeah.
So that would be crazy, and then Liverpool obviously hopefully takes the trophies. Hopefully we get 3 trophies. That's the goal right now, but
Yeah.
we'll see. We got what, a couple weeks until those games happening, so it'll be very interesting. Did you have anything to add on the Champions League?
No, I think yeah, my top game in that I believe is like I said earlier is the Madrid El Clasico, right? Well
Right.
that's usually Barcelona, but still the Madrid derby. I think
Yep.
that's the one I'm really looking forward to because that's going to be a battle.
Definitely, definitely. And then we have the FA Cup coming up this weekend. Both our teams are knocked out, so Liverpool and Chelsea are both unfortunately gone.
Yep.
So who do we root for? Because if wait, is Ipswich knocked out? I'm forgetting. Are they still in it? Oh, are they?
No, Ipswich just I think they're still in it if I'm
I want to say they're still in
mistaken.
it.
So maybe they can win the FA Cup.
So
They've won it once, so maybe.
so we still have Ipswich in it,
Who are they playing? I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
Ipswich plays Forest. Okay, so we do have something on the line.
I think they've lost to Forest already in the league, so that's not going to be easy. And obviously, Forest position, but I think that's something they could have a cup run. Obviously, I think their
Hopefully.
choice would be just to get knocked out of the FA Cup and actually win some games in the
Try to
Premier
survive in the
League.
Premier League. I would
Yeah.
I would be happy with that, but
Yeah.
do I think it's gonna happen?
No, so that maybe they should just concentrate on the cup because it looks bleak for the league.
I mean, it's gonna be incredibly difficult going to Forest.
Yeah.
It's a Monday game, so this weekend is all FA Cup after those crazy midweek games. So it'll be interesting, but who do you think's gonna take the whole FA Cup since Liverpool and Chelsea are both knocked out?
Yeah, well, one thing for sure I'd like to see is Plymouth beat Man City. I think that would be funny after they beat Liverpool.
Love to see
So
that
talk
happen.
about a giant killer. That would be double giant killer. Yeah, so who we got left?
We also got Villa playing Cardiff. So I think they could have a strong run because
Yeah,
they should beat Cardiff City. Palace is playing Millwall. That could be an
it's a
interesting game.
London derby, so that'll be a good one.
Bournemouth Wolves. I mean, Bournemouth should win.
Yep.
Definitely got a better team. Newcastle Brighton's another interesting one.
That's a tough one. Yeah,
Man United is still somehow in the competition. They're
Oh.
playing Fulham.
I'd be shocked if they won the FA Cup.
I have Fulham taking that game.
Yeah, I think
Honestly.
Fulham's doing well this year. They're solid, so I think they could definitely beat United. Out of those teams, probably I think Newcastle's got a good shot, and obviously Villa's in the Champions League, so they're no slouches either. So depending on the breakdown and the draw,
Yeah.
but I could see either Aston Villa or
Newcastle.
Newcastle, actually.
I agree with that. I think those two teams are honestly probably the strongest because I forgot Arsenal's knocked out of this too. So we got some heavy hitters knocked out. So I got Villa or Newcastle, but I want Ipswich to win.
Right.
That's the
Hey, maybe the draw will be favorable and be a crazy year. It's been kind of a crazy
Right?
year, but the FA Cup, you get Plymouth against Ipswich in the final. You never know.
You never know. It's possible. That's why we love the FA Cup. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, we're pretty much wrapping up here. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I think it's been enjoyable. We do this anyway. We just on the weekends we're talking about the games, or even in the midweek when the
Yeah.
Champions League. So we thought we wanted to do this, and so I've enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's been a great first podcast. It's our first one, so thank you for sticking with us. If you're listening or watching, we're going to be uploading it on multiple streaming platforms. If you guys want to check us out, the 442 podcast. My name's Devin,
My name's Gary.
and thank you so much for watching or listening. And we'll see you next week for episode 2.
Can't wait.